Hi, 7th grade. Oh, Mrs. Madison here, coming to talk to you a little bit about Out of My Mind. I hope you are enjoying this book and that you're keeping up on the reading. It seems like most of you, if not all of you, are turning in the assignments, which I really appreciate. My glasses have a funny glare today. I don't know why. These glasses seem to be have more glare than my other pair. I might have to start just wearing the other pair when I do videos. Anyways, I've got my Asa in here. You want to come say hi? Hi. He's working on his science assignment on planets. So say hello and then go away. Bye, Asa. See you later. So if you hear any noise, it's probably him because he's in here working with me. But I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about Out of My Mind. Now, your talking boards are due today. So I want to see pictures of your talking boards, and I want to hear about your experiment of trying to use them. If you have not done that yet, there's still time. I'll take it tomorrow too. You can still do it, but 2 hours, no talking, using anything except for your talking board. And if you do more, I'll give you bonus points or 2. It depends on how long you go. Okay, so if you go for 2 more hours, I'll give you 2 bonus points, okay, on the assignment. So then you can start the 3 more hours.
Yeah.
Well, maybe then I'll give them 3 bonus points.
So
how about we do 1 bonus point for every extra hour up to 5? Okay, does that sound good, Asa? Now stop commenting on my video.
So if they do 6 extra hours, they don't get credit?
No, because 6 extra hours is a lot, and I don't think anybody will be able to pull that off.
If they do,
they're not going to be able to. Okay, so now we're going to go over your study guide questions for Out of My Mind, chapters 6 and 7, which were assigned the other day, and I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page, okay? So turn in your study guide to 6 and 7, okay? So get your study guide out, look at your questions, look at your answers, okay? And I want to highlight some things in the book. So I need to find the right chapter. Chapter 6 starts on page... Nope, that's 5. Chapter 6 is on page 39. Okay, so number 1, what did Mrs. V help Melody learn how to do? Now, Mrs. V is one of my favorite characters in the book because she helps Melody by not catering to her. She refuses to let Melody be handicapped, and she wants Melody to do as much as she possibly can on her own. So, what does she help Melody do? In the beginning of the chapter, she helps Melody learn how to roll over and how to fall safely. Okay, so those are the things that you should have down there. So add that if you don't have it. She helps Melody learn how to fall safely and how to roll over and to move and to scooch around a little bit. Okay. Number 2, if you had to choose, which would you rather be able to do, walk or talk? Now, Melody, of course, chose talk. I would probably also choose talk because I like to talk. But I know from when I had my broken foot that not being able to move is also really, really hard. So that's an opinion. You're going to answer your own. That's your own opinion on that one. Okay. Number 3, how does Mrs. V help Melody communicate better? She reorganizes Melody's talking board, and you'll see throughout the whole book, or at least while Melody's, no spoilers. Okay, but they add things to the talking board as needed. And she helped Melody learn how to read. She added new words. She made the old words smaller so that they could fit more. I'm trying to look up so that I can see. Maybe if I take my glasses out, now I can't see anything. Okay, never mind. The glare is bothering me. I'm sorry, guys.
Chicken.
I will, I'm not going to use these glasses next time because the other ones don't seem to get that funny glare, but I can actually see my screen reflected in my own glasses. What if I turn down the brightness? That helps. Okay. Asa.
No glare now.
Now there's no glare. Now the glare is gone. I can't see much because it's dark, but hopefully you can still see me, so we'll be fine. Okay. I don't need to really see myself anyways. It's kind of weird. All right. Then, so that was chapter 6. So some of the things that I wanted to point out, Mrs. V is a real character. She's a humongous woman, which I think is interesting. 6 feet tall. but she's really nice and has a very kind heart. And she's the person who takes care of Melody before and after school. And I love the way on page 41, Mrs. V says, all kids are special. Mrs. V replied with an authority, but this one has hidden superpowers, and I'd love to help her find them. So I love that because because she refuses to let Melody just sit and do nothing, that she really helps her. And I like that. She doesn't give her any sympathy. So you're going to find some metaphors and similes in here. Then they go on and she starts to learn about Stephen Hawking. Now, this is an important part of the book. And so that's why I included a couple links for you about Stephen Hawking, because you might not be so familiar with him. Now, he just passed away last year, I believe it was, but he was a famous scientist. So there's a couple videos on him, because this is then this kind of goes through the rest of the novel. So this is an important moment for Melody when she learns about Stephen Hawking. All right, so where are we now with chapter 7? On page 47 is when Mrs. V, this is chapter 6 still, but it caught my eye because in the middle of page 47, when they're making the flashcards, piles and piles of words I learned to read. Little words. No, these are not similes. I thought it was going to be similes because I saw like, but no, that's not similes. Okay, never mind.
Oof.
It's not a simile, just because it has like in it, where it says, like fish and dish and swish. I like rhyming words. They're easy to remember. It's like a buy one, get one free sale. Oh, that's a simile. It's like a buy one, get one free, buy one, get the rest free sale at the mall. There you go. There's your simile. Write that down on your chart. Page 47. It's where she's talking about how she likes rhyming words because they're easy to remember. But of course, it's not a buy one, get the rest free. But okay, there you go. I knew there was a simile in there somewhere because I saw all those likes.
We wish it was a buy one, get the rest free.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go to the end of chapter 6 when she gets to go through the rainstorm, which is really fun. And there's a simile here as well that I just picked out on page 49. She rolled me down the ramp Dad had built, both of us getting wetter every second. She stopped when we got to the grass, and we let the rain drench us. My hair, my clothes, my eyes, and arms are wet, 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 and it was awesome. The rain was warm, almost like bath water. I laughed and laughed. So this is a simile. She's comparing the rain to bath water. Okay? Now, this water to water, I don't know, but it is a simile. There was another part that I just passed over where she talked about her body on page 46. I have magic thumbs, by the way. This is the bottom of page 46. They work perfectly. The rest of my body is sort of like a coat with the buttons done up in the wrong holes. So here it is. She is comparing her body to a coat with the buttons done up wrong because it doesn't work properly for her. But my thumbs came out with no flaws, no glitches, just my thumbs. Go figure. But the fact that she says no glitches here is actually a metaphor because she's kind of referring to her body as a computer, and the fact that there's glitches, but her thumbs don't have any. Okay, so that was a metaphor. There you go. Now I'm helping you with your simile and metaphor chart, so you better write these down. Now, chapter 7 is when Melody is going to school and they kind of talk about things. She talks about her dreams, but this is one of my favorite parts of the story because it's like a go mom moment, you know. Number one, why did Mrs. Billups call Melody's mom to school? And it's because Melody was having a freak out. And why was Melody having a freak out? Because she was bored with a capital B. And she was irritated because these teachers were treating them like they were stupid, even though they really weren't. Now, number two, how did you think it made Melody feel when her mom snapped Mrs. Billups' CD in half? Well, I know personally, I was like, yeah, go mom. I was really happy. I thought that was like the coolest thing. And the funniest part though is when mom gave her what, like $5 to pay for it? Like, here you go. Sorry, I messed up your CD. Where is this part? Now I have to go find it because it asks why. How do you think it made Melody feel? Well, she was obviously proud of her mom and grateful that her mom was helping her out. But why? That's the question. And you actually have to look into the text to answer that question. So I'm going to go find that. And this is funny because in my book, I don't know if you can see it, actually, I wrote, "Go Mama Bear" on that part because it made me so happy. All right, so page 57. Mom's correct. It's February. I beg your pardon. School started in August. This is Mom. You haven't gotten past the letter B in 6 months? Mom was bawling and unballing her fists. I've never seen my mother hit anything, but when I see her doing that, I always wonder if she might. So Melody can tell that her mother's upset. Who are you to tell me how to run my class? The teacher asked angry. And who are you to bore these children with mindless activities? Mother snapped back, and this is where I was like, "Oh, Mama Bear, how dare you?" "I dare anything for my daughter," Mom replied, her voice dangerous, "and for the rest of these children." Is this before or after she snapped the CD? No, okay. No, Mrs. Phillips, it is you who does not understand. Okay, so I'm going to skip a little bit because I need to find the part where she actually takes the CD. Now, this is on page 59. Well, I never, Mrs. Phillips countered. Page 59. Oh, one more thing. May I see that wonderful CD you're playing? This is funny because Mom's got something up her sleeve. This is on page 59. Of course, Mrs. Phillips said, smiling. The children love this. Oh, do they? Mom asked. The teacher lifted the disc from the CD player. Twinkle, twinkle, silence. Willie sighed out loud. Mom took, and why did he sigh? Well, because he was relieved that the CD was turned off. Mom took the CD, dug down in her purse for a moment, gave Mrs. Phillips a $5 bill, $5 to replace it, and then snapped the CD in half. Mom took the CD, dug down in her purse for, oh, I already read that part. Freddie and Maria cheered. They were so happy that it was turned off. Gloria whispered, "Thank you." For a moment, I almost felt sorry for Mrs. Phillips. She looked so confused. She didn't get it. Now, this tells us a lot about Melody's character, okay? Even though she was excited to not have to listen to that anymore, she felt empathy for Mrs. Phillips, which tells us a lot about how Melody really cares about the feelings of other people. So for your question here, how do you think it made Melody feel when her mom snapped Mrs. Phillips' CD in half, and why? She definitely was relieved, and we know this because she'd been talking about how torturous it was the whole time, and also she tells us how her classmates react. The fact that Freddie and Maria cheered, and that Gloria whispered thank you, but then there's that added element of sympathy that she feels for Mrs. Phillips because she just didn't understand. And so Melody has very intelligent feelings, and she's able to detect how other people feel. And it's really interesting how someone in her situation actually would feel sorry for someone else who just doesn't understand. So that is, then we go down to the end of chapter 7 where they ended up with substitutes then for the rest of the year. So that's that. So that's your chapters 6 and 7 review. And then you are going to read chapters 8, 9, and 10. I believe 9 and 10 are sort of short, but there's a lot of issues in there. There's a lot of good stuff. So keep reading. Give my video a like. So that's kind of like giving me a little pat on the back. I miss you guys, and I know that you guys miss us too, or maybe not me, but you probably miss coming to school at the very least and seeing your friends. But we're all going to make it through this, and then we'll just appreciate school a little bit more when we get back. So keep up the good work. Keep working. Don't give up. And hopefully I will see you guys soon, and I will definitely be back with another video very soon. Okay? Bye.
Bye.